NFL 2025. Wow, I've missed it. Super Bowl favorites, top four quarterbacks in the NFL, best offensive line, best quarterback duos in the NFL. This should be pretty self-explanatory if you watch football and understand what's valuable in football at all. Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes' offensive line aren't in the same tier as the next two, but the quarterback play is just extremely high and proven. Joe Burrow last year is an interesting case because not only did they start off slow and the defense was just completely beat to hell last year. Like it was bad, but there was a lot of injuries. But Joe Burrow was also coming off that surgery and there was a lot of reports that like he couldn't even hold a ball and that it they weren't sure if he was going to ever be able to play again and a lot of that kind of got swept under the rug. And if they would have gotten to the playoffs last year with how weak the Chiefs were and how weak the competition was, I mean, Joe Burrow, he could have easily done what he's always done in the playoffs and gone all the way to the bowl last year. So people are talking about the defense too much. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't think it's as good as 2020 or 2021 when they went to the Super Bowl. At the end of the day, when it comes down to the playoffs, you got to be able to read the defense and get the ball out, and Joe Burrow can just do it. Clearly, Super Bowl favorite. Kansas City, um, I the weapons aren't very good. I'm not a big fan of them. And the offensive line, even though that left tackle is getting a lot of buzz out of training camp, they still got Jawan Taylor, who's not very good and a penalty machine. Um, the left guard's going to be new. I mean, left tackle would be great if he's great, but still, just between the weapons on offense and the offensive line is still not anywhere near the Eagles or the Commanders or the Broncos or the Bills, but we'll see. And I'm never going to count Patrick Mahomes out. Clearly the best quarterback in the league right now. Jalen Hurts in that offensive line, I mean, just tremendous. Great weapons. Howie Roseman's an absolute genius. The defense, I mean, Super Bowl favorite. The Washington Commanders have probably the best quarterback offensive line combination, and when Sam Cosmi comes back, that team is going to be a pain in the ass to play. The defense also is going to be much improved. I keep hearing stuff when people are doing their predictions about how the defense didn't get any better. That's bullshit. Dorrance Armstrong solid, Deron Payne solid, Javon Kinlaw solid, Dietrich Wise is solid. Frankie Louvu and Bobby Wagner are probably the best linebacker duo in the NFL right now. Von Miller, hopefully he's got past all the legalities and that weird lull he went through after the Super Bowl in Buffalo. But if he's anything like he was for the Rams, I mean that's a great front seven. Trey Amos looks tremendous. Will Harris is solid. Quan Martin's solid. Marshawn Lattimore, let's see if he can be healthy. Mikey looked great last year, and he's going to play nickel full time this year. Igbenogany is, or however you say it, is great depth. Jonathan Jones is great depth. They got depth at the defensive line. I like Eddie Goldman. I like John Baptiste. I mean, Tress Way is a great punter. This team's loaded. If Noah Brown is healthy, this offense is just crazy. I mean, when when Sam Cosmi comes back, it'll be Laramie Tunzel, Allegretti, Biotish, Cosmi, and Wiley, with Josh Connerly as a swing. This this team is this team is nasty. Clearly Super Bowl favorite. Super Bowl contenders. This the Broncos are really dependent on Bo Nix. They have everything else. They have running backs. They have wide receivers. The defense is loaded. I mean, this is really just if Bo Nix can be that guy. It's really that simple. The Buffalo Bills offensive line, quarterback combination is really important to me, but their defense is very suspect. And the weapons. I mean, I like Joshua Palmer. I thought that was huge. I like Elijah Moore. That's pretty sweet. Khalil Shakir, nice. James Cook, nice. Keon Keon Coleman, Dalton Kincaid, Dawson Knox. I mean, I love this in the offensive line. No like true number one at receiver, but there's a lot of guys, and Josh Allen's just tremendous. Defense though, man, secondary. Tre'Davious White, if he's really starting for them, that's crazy. I mean, he's an injury waiting to happen. Not a big Taylor Rapp guy. I like Christian Benford and Teron Johnson, but I don't know. There's just not a lot of depth. I wonder why Matt Milano's not starting. I don't know. Just something about the Bills, and I'm not a Sean McDermott guy. When it comes down to the playoffs, it's like they've shit the bed over and over, and I just can't trust them. Green Bay, I loved Green Bay before Micah Parsons, and now after. I mean, who's not putting them in the Super Bowl conversation? I mean, solid offensive line, solid weapons. Jordan Love had a great run, looked solid when he was super healthy. I love the defense. I love Xavier McKinney. I like the way they play defense. Team's just going to be really good. I like the Packers this year. And I have the Bucks in here because if they're fully healthy, this team is absolutely loaded. If Tristan Wirfs plays the whole year and stays healthy, I mean, this is a great offensive line. Kate Otton's tremendous. Amika looks great. When Chris Godwin comes back, Mike Evans. They still got Jalen McMillan. Oh, he's on IR. I don't know why, if it's that serious or what, but great running backs. The defense, I mean, Kalijah Cansey, Vita Vea, Yaya Diaby, Levante David, Hassan Reddick, Jamel Dean, Antoine Tyke. I mean, they're just Christian Izien. Team's loaded. I mean, I think they got an outside shot. Playoff teams, the Cardinals have just been drafting well for too long, and they got the coaches, they got the scheme, and I think that division's really weak. I just think they're going to win that division, basically. Ravens, you can't trust Lamar in the playoffs. They'll make the playoffs. He'll shit his pants. Pretty simple there. The Bears' defense has been keeping them in games for the last 3 years against everyone in that division. They've had a few upsets, and they've had zero offense to speak of. And this year, they're just absolutely loaded at wide receiver. They have three number one receivers, great tight end room. The offensive line is going to be solid. An actual real coach. Dennis Allen is a top five defensive coordinator in the NFL. I mean, that Bears defense is probably going to be better this year, which is terrifying if you've watched them at all over the last couple years. I think they'll make the playoffs this year. Sneaky teams, the Colts. Oh, the Colts just have so much talent, but it's Daniel Jones. I love the coaching in Indianapolis. Shane Steichen is a wonderful offensive coordinator. Um, Justin Herbert basically owes him his career. Lou Anarumo, he was great in Cincinnati when he had some talent, and he kind of got scapegoated. I think that's why he got picked up immediately. And I like the Colts defense. I mean, they got a lot of talent, and that division's not very strong. So if they won the division, I wouldn't be shocked. The Jaguars' offense has the potential to be very dangerous, and Trevor Lawrence almost beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs a couple years ago, and I think with a real head coach and Doug Peterson finally out of there, that Jaguars offense can be disgusting. And if the defense is even decent, I mean, they could win the division too. The Raiders' offensive line, and they have two potentially generational players. I mean, Brock Bowers last year was just absolutely disgusting. Ashton Genty's a true number one running back. And then I like their wide receiver room. If Jacoby Myers plays for them, that's really great. And then Trey Tucker, he's one of the best number three receivers in the league, in my opinion. He's very sneaky, very sneaky. And Geno Smith, I mean, he's just solid. Like, this is the first solid Raiders team going into the year for a long. I mean, 2020 was probably the last time. Team solid, sneaky, like them. The Titans, man, I really like. They got a lot of vets with a rookie that likes to go deep. I mean, Tyler Lockett with deep balls is great. Calvin Ridley with deep balls. Callahan's already really coaching for his job. I love the defensive coordinator. I like the defense. I mean, Tennessee's a sneaky team. They could win the division too. That AFC South is going to be fun to watch this year. The Panthers, I think people are talking about the defense was so bad and all that, but they got some talent and they could turn it around in a year. The offensive line's pretty decent. They got beat to hell with injuries last year in the beginning of the year, so they could surprise some people. Everybody's super down on the Cowboys. I'm not going to say I loved the trade. I'm not going to say I hated it. I think it's maybe good to get Micah Parsons out of there because he was a loudmouth and has a lot of weird clips of him on the internet, and I don't know, he's just kind of a showman. And but I still like the defense. I mean, Deron Bland is a top five corner in the NFL, and I like Matt Eberflus as a defensive coordinator. I mean, they're not going to be terrible, and if the offense can hit a little stride, I mean, they're a sneaky team. Chargers again. I mean, if Rashawn Slater didn't go down, they'd be a definite playoff team in my opinion. But love Harbaugh. Love. I just like that team. I think they played football the right way. They just got complementary football. It'll go far. It could go far. We'll see. The Vikings, like everyone says on every prediction thing, it's what's JJ McCarthy going to be? That's why I got him here. I don't know. Love the defense. I think the secondary is a little weak and the depth isn't great, but I mean, we'll see. This tier I got labeled not sure, not winning the bowl. Absolute ceiling is first, second round of the playoffs. I don't trust any of these quarterbacks. I don't really trust the depth on any of these teams. For the Steelers and the Niners, the offense is the main concern. With the Giants are kind of like the Steelers of the NFC, like in the sense of they got a good coach, they could be solid, they got a rough division, but you just know they're not going to win the Super Bowl. Patriots, I think, are overhyped, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they're third in that division. Uh, there's just so much hype, and I didn't see it with Drake May last year. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but all that hype, I thought he was just average. And the weapons suck. Offensive line's not great. I don't think their front seven's super solid. I don't know. But I'd like Mike Vrabel. That's the only reason I got him this high. Next category, excellent defense, very sus offense, pretty self-explanatory. Texans are going to be super young on the offensive line at wide receiver. I don't know. The defense though is just going to probably be top three, so it's weird. I mean, if they win the division, they're not going to win the Super Bowl. Seahawks, the offense is super sus. I mean, old Cooper Kupp, Sam Darnold, we saw what he did in big games last year. I just really like the defense, so I got him a tier up from these other teams. The Dolphins, not only is the offensive line trash, but the culture there is terrible. But I do really, you know what? I'm gonna move them up. I really like the defense for the Dolphins, and I'll be betting their unders and maybe teasing them to keep them close in games because that defense is just absolutely loaded. They were hurt last year. They seem to be fully healthy this year. I mean, they could blank some people this year. That defense is scary. The Rams, like I said a little earlier, Matt Stafford's just old. That offensive line wasn't very good last year, and they lost a couple pieces. Devontae Adams is kind of old. I mean, I don't understand why there's so much hype on that team, and people are picking them to like win the Super Bowl. That's bullshit to me. And then you have to hear about how they almost beat the Eagles last year. Oh, fucking bullshit, baloney. Jalen Hurts was coming off injury and didn't play for a month. They squeaked by the Packers, they squeaked by the Rams, and then once they actually really got healthy, they started thumping teams. I mean, no, not on the Rams. Falcons, they lost their center in free agency and then lose, I think it was their right tackle, McGreary. It's just not good. I mean, and And then we'll see if their rookie defensive lineman can step up, but they lost some D linemen in free agency. They're just young, and I'm not a big Raheem Morris guy. I think he's one of those coaches like Dennis Allen or Matt Eberflus that are better as a defensive coordinator. The Lions, everyone's picking them. They're like top five Super Bowl odds. I mean, that's just ridiculous. If you've watched the Lions at all over the last 3 years, their front seven has been a hazard, still a hazard. People love to hype up Aiden Hutchinson. He's never had a season with more than what, like 11 sacks? I mean, it's not like they have Myles Garrett returning and it's going to completely change the team. I like the secondary. If they get an injury on that offensive line and one of their like if Penei Sewell or Taylor Decker, which he's gotten hurt a lot, miss a significant amount of time, this offensive line is not going to be very good. And besides Amon Ra and Sam Laporta, the weapons that they have are like spotty. Well, Jahmyr Gibbs is good. I don't know if David Montgomery's going to have the same season behind a weak offensive line, though. I just don't. Um, I'm not that big on the Lions this year. I think they got a much rougher schedule this year. And I like Goff if he's got a great O line, but he just doesn't. Not on the Lions this year. I think they missed the playoffs. Saints, the coaching is just atrocious. The team is old. The quarterback is not good. Number one pick. I think they might go 0-17. The Jets, I'm not an Aaron Glenn guy. I do kind of like Justin Field, but it's the Jets. I mean, the management's horrible. Not a lot of weapons down on the Jets. And the Browns is just strictly a culture thing. Uh, They just make goofy moves. Just a goofy team. I like the defense, but no. I just think it's hard to play really strong defense all year when that offense is just not going to be very good. I don't know. They could surprise, though. The offensive line is decent. They got hurt last year. I don't know. I kind of like Joe Flacco. But again, the weapons. But if Cedric Tillman, I don't know. Browns could kind of be here or here. I just think culturally the Browns are so bad. But they got Njoku. I like Jerome Ford. I don't know. This team. I really don't know where to put them. But I'm going to keep them here just because if you're sitting there watching the GM, you just what faith do you have as a player? It's like not a Shador guy. I think it'll be Joe Flacco all year unless they start doing really bad, and then if Shador comes in, they're going to be even worse. So, yep, that's my 2025-2026 NFL predictions.